onto your side facing your device. Have one weight nearby. We're going to come back. We're going to start with it, and then we'll do some legs in a minute while we're side lying. So get yourself comfy. Feel free to put a pillow underneath your head if you'd like. And hips, knees, and feet are stacked. So your bottom waist is trying to lift away from the mat just a little bit. Have your weight in your hand, your elbow by your side. So either, you want to keep the tip of the elbow pointed in that direction. So depending on what your rib cage shape is, you may be able to rest your arm on your rib cage, or you may have to keep it floating a little bit. I have to keep mine floating just because it like curves down towards my waist. So that just depends on your rib cage and your waist, exactly what that arm is doing. But you want the tip of the elbow pointed that direction. The weight is near the floor or touching the floor. And just like we did lying on our back, we're trying to keep the shoulder blades pretty quiet. Because we're not taking the arm back behind us, or even to the side, directly to the side. The arm is always going to be slightly forward of our body. So the shoulder blade doesn't need to do too much. Okay, like I said, there's going to be like potentially a little bit of this happening, but not too much. It's going to be pretty quiet. See if you can get the movement just in the arm. We're going to float the waist up in the direction of the ceiling and all the way back down towards the mat. I feel that the upper arm bone is moving in the socket. That's what's moving. And the bottom part of the arm is moving because it's attached to the upper part of the arm. So you're trying to find that back seam of your shirt sleeve back there, those muscles. I like the back bottom, like part of the armpit down there. So we're trying to use our external rotator cuff muscles and our back deltoid muscles, these shoulder muscles back here, our triceps up there will get a little involved as well. We're just watching. Notice if we feel tension in our neck, or in between the shoulder blades or underneath the shoulder blade. See if there's some other spot that's trying to help out that doesn't need to, and just tell it, shh, go on vacation. I don't need you right now. Just using some arm muscles. We don't need anything else. A couple more. And after the last one, finish with your forearm parallel to the floor. We're going to reach forward and bend the elbow back. And no twisting of the shoulders. It's just the elbow straightening and the shoulder coming into a bit of what's called shoulder flexion. And I'm not trying to reach. I'm not trying to touch you guys. Not trying to touch my device. I'm keeping the shoulders square and just straightening and bending. Keeping my arm parallel to the floor. And I'm also watching that shoulder blade. But not too much is going on there. I don't need it for too much. I don't need those muscles to get too involved. They're there. They're providing some support, but that's it. You're going to keep the arm out there on your next one. And then you're going to turn the doorknob. So you're going to rotate the arm in, rotate the arm out. And it's the entire arm from way up in that shoulder socket all the way down to our fingers holding onto this ball or onto your weight are all rotating in and out. So it's not just the wrist, not just at the elbow, but the entire arm is moving, rotating in, rotating. Another good chance to notice what's going on in the shoulder blade or up by your neck. And say, shh, I don't need you. You don't have to do anything right now. Finish with your thumb up. You're going to lift the weight just a couple of inches and lower it just to parallel to the floor. Just a tiny lift today. We're trying to feel it around where the arm connects into your body, not around the shoulder blade, not up the neck. But if you feel it there, go, okay, calm down. I don't need you. And if you feel like you just cannot get rid of the tension, get rid of the weight altogether and just move the arm. Forget the weight if you need to. You need to break from the weight, go ahead. Now we're going to do little circles with or without the weight for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And reverse the circle for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower your weight down. Whew, take a breath. You can give your arm a little massage. This is where you should be feeling it, somewhere around here. But if you're like, oh, my neck, oh, my back, something to keep in mind for the future is maybe the weight you're using is too heavy. Or you can even switch to a yoga block. I've done this exercise with the yoga block and it's even effective with that. or nothing at all even works. Or like an empty water bottle, just for something to hold on to would also be fine. If you feel like, oh, I didn't feel my arm, I felt my neck and my shoulder. And let's do some arm circles while we're here. And on this one, because the arm is going back behind us, you really do want to feel that shoulder blade glide towards our spine. And then it glides away from our spine as our arm goes to the front, as well as the tipping side to side that's also happening. So as the arm's over our head, the bottom tip of the shoulder blade swings out. As the arm goes back behind us, the bottom tip, as well as like the whole shoulder blade, is moving towards our spine. Then that bottom tip of the shoulder blade is really close to our spine when our arm's down here. And then it slides away a little bit as the arm starts to go forward. So we're just trying to notice what's going on as our arm is moving. What is our shoulder blade doing? Because again, the arm moves 2 degrees, the shoulder blade moves 1 degree in coordination with that arm. And if those degrees get a little off, that can lead to arm and shoulder pain. We'll end up with like frozen shoulder, for example. And then reverse that. A couple more circles. Again, we're just noticing what the shoulder blade does in correlation to what the arm is doing. See if we can feel that swinging and sliding of the shoulder blade. And then take that hand and take it over your head to your opposite cheek and temple. Stretch out the bottom arm, and you're going to stretch out the top leg. I want the top leg to touch the floor. So if that means you need to bring it a little bit forward, go ahead and do that. We're going to lift our head and lift this leg, not for now, not using our leg muscles and not really using our arm. We're going to use our waist. So we're going to take our rib cage on the side and our hip on the side. We're trying to bring them together, shorten that waist. And when we shorten that waist, so we're tipping the pelvis towards the ribs, tipping the ribs towards the pelvis, that's going to pick up the head, that's going to pick up the leg. Notice my leg is not doing this. That would mean my leg muscles, my tush muscles are involved. I'm trying not to use them. My leg is nice and heavy. I'm just tipping my pelvis, and that's what picks my leg up off the floor. And then lower back down, repeat that again. So we're just trying to shorten the waist, feel the effort here, and then feel it relax and lower back down. And 2 more, we're going to do 2 more of these. We're going to hold the position. It's the version of banana. Once you're holding, stay here. Now use your leg. Lift your leg up, lower your leg down. We're keeping that waist activated today. So I'm keeping my banana shape as I lift and lower that top leg. So I'm involving the glutes and the leg muscles, and then I'm letting them relax. But the waist is activated for today, the whole time in our little banana. One more. And then lower back down and bend your knee. And now we're going to come to the other side. All right. Other arm, other leg. Here we go. See if I know, like, Pesci had to leave early to go. I think we're good. Okay, no messages from anyone. We're good. So get yourself comfy. You're going to have your hips stacked, your bottom waist floating. Get your weight ready. So again, upper arm bones parallel to the floor. The tip of the elbows pointed towards that wall. That might mean you rest on your ribs. It might mean you stay floating. Just depends on the curve of your ribs and your waist. Here we go. So shoulder blade's going to hold still. You're just going to float the weight up towards the ceiling and then lower it back down. The upper arm bone moving in the socket. That's creating this movement. Not the shoulder blade. The shoulder blade's there to provide a little stability because we're not moving the arm behind us. The shoulder blade doesn't have to do too much. There's, a little bit of movement again happening there because anytime our arm moves, our shoulder blade does a little bit too. But it's very minor. A couple more times. And on the last one, finish with the forearm parallel to the floor. And straighten your elbow. Come to a little shoulder flexion. And then bend the elbow back like you're sawing a piece of wood. We're trying to keep this out of the neck, out of the space between the shoulder blade and the spine. Can we keep it to the arm? And oh, that can be challenging. But get rid of the weight or change the weight if you need to. And then keep that weight, keep the arm out there and rotate it in and rotate it out. Keep breathing. The whole arm is rotating. Really trying to move at that connection of the arm to the shoulder. A couple more. Finish with your thumb up towards the ceiling. Lift your arm up just a couple of inches and lower back down. All right, come on, arms. Just two more. And then little circles for 5, 4, 3, 2, and reverse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the weight down. You can give yourself a little massage. Oh, my left arm. Not strong for my right arm. And now we're going to do some circles where you really want to get those shoulder blades moving. So feel as the arm goes over your head, how the shoulder blade moves to take the arm back behind you, and how it continues to kind of glide and swing as the arm comes down, and then repeat that. So notice that the shoulder blade moves away from your spine when the arm is in front. It starts to go towards your spine as the arm is back behind you. When the arm goes over your head, the bottom tip of the shoulder blade swings out. And as the arm gets closer down by your side, the tip of the shoulder, that bottom tip of the shoulder blade comes in towards the spine. So we're feeling this gliding, protraction and retraction towards the spine, away from the spine. And then this kind of massaging of the rib cage that happens with the shoulder blade as the arm goes either up to, up by your ear or down by your side. And then reverse the direction. I'm hearing like the little creaking and cracking. Totally normal. As long as it doesn't hurt, that's okay. And I can't remember, there's a term for it. I heard it in a webinar I was watching. The guy was talking about, like, as we get older, you're gonna hear more of this, like, creaking, crack kind of stuff going on. And it comes, the term for it, I can't remember what it is, but it comes from the word decrepit. And I was like, lovely, great. Okay, so that decrepit is the base word for that sound, that creaky sound. And then come to lie, or actually, no, I lied, back to our legs. Oh, yay, we're not done yet. Take that arm over your head, stretch out the bottom arm, stretch up the top leg, and swing the top leg forward if you need to get it to touch the floor, to get the big toe to touch. And again, the head is heavy in the hand, the leg is relaxed. We're gonna use our waist to lift our head, to lift our leg a little bit, and then lower back down. So our half of a banana today. And notice how this waist feels versus the other one. My right waist, the other waist, is much better at contracting than this one. my right waist also is not as good at stretching out as this one. So to be a little more thoughtful on this side, but my left waist just isn't quite as good at tightening as my right waist. It's not as natural. 2 more. And then you'll finish with your banana. You're going to hold that banana position. We're going to start to activate those legs, the leg muscles and glutes, as we lift the leg toward the ceiling and lower it back down. Keeping the waist activated the whole time today. Two more. And then lower back down.